Christmas season. I'm actually pretty excited about this. So I've worn Christmas hats or Santa hats every December at like work and around the house for years now. It kind of started because I was working at a restaurant that didn't let guys have earrings in, and I wanted to get my ears pierced again and get more holes in them. They're actually pierced 6 times. I found a way around it that I would get them pierced at Thanksgiving, and then wear a Santa hat because I was allowed to wear hats at work, and the Santa hat would cover my ears. So I was allowed to wear that all December, and then after 4 or 5 weeks, Christmas season would be over, and I would stop wearing the hat, but I would be able to take my earrings out. And it's just continued. But I always got the cheap Walmart Santa hats, and this year, after it's been over 12, 13 years of me doing this, I finally decided, you know what? I'm going to buy myself a nice Santa hat. So I got this one off of Etsy, and it doesn't feel like canvas on the inside, and it's super soft, and I'm real stoked about it. It does kind of infringe my vision a little bit, but, beauty is pain. So what better way to start off the Christmas season than just going over what my favorite Christmas movies are. I compiled a list, and I thought I would share it with people and give you some recommendations. Let's face it, there's very few undiscovered Christmas movies, but a couple of them have been kind of growing in popularity and are a little newer, so, worth sharing that. So here are my 18 must-see Christmas movies. Why 18? Honestly, it's because the way that I compiled this list, I went onto IMDb and found all the ones that I had ranked as 8 stars or higher. That wound up being 18 of them. I like to start it off by addressing 3 absences: Elf, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and the Jim Carrey Grinch. The simple explanation for why none of them are on the list is I don't actually like them very much. I don't really have anything really against them. Like, if you like them, I won't say that you're wrong. I won't even contend that they're terrible movies. Just for me, I don't really like them. For the Grinch, I agree with a nostalgia critic where it's filmed really dingy. It should have been way more bright and colorful. That would have made it a lot better. And it's funny because I don't really like the movie itself, but my gosh, it's one of the most quotable Christmas movies ever made. It is so funny, but I don't really like it as a movie. It's one of those where, you like parts of it, but I don't like the whole thing. Also, the original Grinch will not be on here either because it's a TV special, so no original Grinch, no Peanuts Christmas special, just all theatrically released. As far as Christmas Vacation and Elf go, I really just don't like them. I don't really like any National Lampoon. My thing is I don't like dumb funny, which that's not an offensive term. Like, everybody knows what you mean when you say dumb or stupid funny. That's just not really my cup of tea. That one's never really appealed to me. I didn't really like Animal House that much for very similar reasons. I also don't like gross out humor. Elf is also kind of dumb funny also. I just don't like SNL actors. No, I like Bill Murray's stuff usually. But yeah, I personally don't like them. I'm not enough to ever make a video on why I don't like them because it would be kind of boring. Not interesting to me. Each of them do have some really funny parts. One thing for Christmas Vacation is I don't like cats, and I have a list in my head of movies that have really epic cat deaths, and National Lampoon is one of the best. Oh man, that scene is so funny. Elf, I love Peter Dinklage's cameo. That part is hilarious, but for the most part, I don't really enjoy either movie. So neither of them are on the list, and that's why. So let's get this list started with number 18, Scrooged with Bill Murray. This one is a modern take on Christmas Carol, obviously, the name Scrooge, and Bill Murray plays Scrooge. It's directed by Richard Donner. I believe this is the only technically direct comedy that he made, and Richard Donner crushed it, and he's always just fantastic. This is probably one of Danny Elfman's most underrated soundtracks. It is really good, and I'm annoyed that none of it is on Spotify right now because I would really like to add it to my personal Christmas playlist. Bill Murray is an inspired choice for playing an Ebenezer Scrooge character because he has the unique ability to be a complete jerk and you still like him. And that's what you're looking for inside of a Scrooge movie because you want him to be as bad as possible so his redemption at the end is as uplifting and as good as possible. And the difficulty with that is if a character is really bad, to make that redemption really good, how do you make the audience like them? It works better in a long form thing like Zuko in Avatar slowly becoming a good person, but when you've only got 1.5 to 2.5 hours, how do you do it? And the answer is get a really charismatic person to play Scrooge. So honestly, Bill Murray and Ryan Reynolds have both played a Scrooge character, and both of them, I wish that the movies themselves had been a little bit better. I don't hate this one, but this one is number 18 of 18. I think where it falls flat is the narrative is a little, it's like it needed another draft. It kind of twists and meanders a little bit. The plot isn't super focused, and so that's one of the things that keeps it from being one of the must-see greatest Christmas movies of all time, which, I mean, I've got it rated at 8 stars, so it's not horrible or anything. It's really good. I just don't have to watch it every year. Number 17, The Christmas Chronicles. I find it a little bit more fun than I did Scrooged. It also might be the fact that it's newer, so I haven't seen it as many times. The main girl in it is a terrible actress, and that brings it down a little bit. The sequel is awful and really kind of lends itself to my opinion that Chris Columbus is not a very good director, because he directed that one, and you can tell it is not as well made. His sense of pacing is just non-existent, really. However, the one thing that really, really put this one onto my list and gets it an 8-star rating from me on IMDb is the fact that Kurt Russell is the greatest Santa Claus of all time. He is incredible. So good the whole time. He is both awesome and loving and in control. Like you watch this movie and you kind of want him to play Dumbledore. Like, I know that should not happen because he's as American as apple pie, but if you could get a British guy with the persona of Kurt Russell, that would be the perfect Dumbledore. Number 16, Klaus. I actually was surprised that this one was number 16 because I put all of these inside of a ranking thing. It puts things head to head and you pick this one versus this one versus this one, and then at the end, it gives you the ranking system. I was actually surprised this one was this low, but I think it's because it feels a lot less Christmassy than a lot of these others on the list. That being said, however, it is a fantastic movie. It makes absolutely no sense as far as the origin of Santa Claus goes, but it is such a good movie. Jason Schwartzman is great inside it. Joan Cusack is always amazing, and her character is just so quirky and funny. And J.K. Simmons, his voice as Santa it's almost as good as Kurt Russell. And the animation is absolutely beautiful. It's one of the first that I'd seen completely CGI, but they made the CGI look like 2D animation and tried to make it look hand-drawn. And I absolutely love it. And that's one of the reasons why I think that they should do that for the new Harry Potter series or a future Harry Potter series after this one inevitably crashes and fails, and we need another one in I'll say 15 years, I guess. But if you've not seen Klaus, it is a great family movie that should be experienced. It's on Netflix. It was a Netflix original, so it will probably be there forever. Just great movie. I'm going to say that about all of these because, I mean, obviously I think they're great. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on this list. The thing I really like about those, it is following a character who accidentally, through selfish motives, redeems an entire town and eventually leads to the redemption of himself. And the thing that I really like about it is very much in keeping with the actual Christmas story, because it is somebody who is doing something for selfish and evil motives, and God, or in this case, the story writer, uses that for something good. There's so many things that went bad inside of the world that led to the coming of Christ. And this follows that tradition in how the story is structured. And I really like how that works. Number 15, Miracle on 34th Street. And this is the original one from 1940, I want to say 9. Point being, not the one from the 90s, directed by John Hughes. That one's fine. It's perfectly acceptable. Mara Wilson is adorable. I love her in that role. But Richard Attenborough is one of the worst Santas of all time, especially compared to this one in the original Miracle on 34th Street. He's one of the most kindly Santas ever. Just seems so friendly and so great. And he's got this amazing smile. Even in black and white, you can just see his eyes like glittering. It's so awesome. The little girl in this one she's so good. She actually had a very a tragic ending to her life that you true crime people are probably familiar with. It's a really funny movie. It's very touching. It's one I don't quite have to watch every single year, which is why it's a little lower on the list. But if you've never seen this one, definitely give it a watch. It's a very, very charming movie. And also the ending to this one is better than the remake. I like it a lot. and I say you should all watch it. Number 14 is Scrooge from 1970. This one stars Albert Finney as Scrooge, and it actually has Alec Guinness as Jacob Marley. Those are really the only two actors that I remember from it, except for Veruca Salt's father from the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory plays one of the guys who asks Scrooge for a donation to a charity at the very beginning. Every family has their version of A Christmas Carol that they grew up watching, and this one was my family's. It is a musical, which is kind of unexpected, that has really, really good songs. There was kind of a remake of this one. It's animated. It was released on Netflix with, what's his face? The guy who played Gaston inside of The New Beauty and the Beast. He does the voice of Scrooge, and they changed a couple of the songs and got rid of a couple of my favorites. So that one isn't the best indication of it. The songs in this one are really good. Happiness is really good. I Like Life is really good. Scrooge actually sings a song about how much he hates people, and it's fantastic. I love it so much. There's something I don't like about this one, and that is inside Scrooge's vision of the future. He actually goes down to hell. I feel like if you actually went down to hell and experienced it, you would come out of it wanting to be a better person. So that just kind of feels like cheating rather than doing it for the sake of doing it to get out of hell is a really big motivation. But one of the things that I really love about this version is Scrooge's transformation at the end is one of the most drastic that has ever been filmed. He is such a good person at the end of this one and so jolly that it really feels like a different person. And one of the things that contributes to the efficacy of that transformation is Albert Finney at the time of making this was, I believe, in his early 30s. He was really young, and they made him up to look a lot older for the whole thing, except for in the flashback sequences, he actually plays his younger self as well. But because of that, he's still spry and able to move around and have a lot of energy once he becomes a better person, but he's still got the makeup, and he's a professional actor, so he's like hunched over and looking old, but he's still moving a lot, and he has so much energy, and it just looks like he is absolutely overflowing with joy and doesn't know what to do with himself. It's really good. And that aspect of it is actually one of the things that made me think about halfway through the original Harry Potter series. I decided that I think that what they should have done was hire a much younger actor to play Dumbledore and just made him look old so he could do a lot more stuff and have more energy and movement and that lively spark inside his eye, but not be constrained by his age and what he's able to do. I actually think, and you can let me know what you think about this in the comments, I thought that imagine 2000 era Jim Carrey being cast as Dumbledore. I think that would have been fantastic. I think he would have absolutely crushed that role, and it would have been really, really good, especially compared to Michael Gambon because he sucks. Yeah, you weren't expecting me to come down on Fumbledore instead of a video about Christmas movies, were you? Well, that's just how pervasive my hatred of those movies is. Number 13, Jingle All the Way. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad. This movie is just, it's absolutely hilarious. It's one of the best Christmas comedies ever made, in my opinion. You will laugh so much. Really quotable like The Grinch was, but it's just a better movie. It's so well paced. It is so funny. Rita Wilson is great. Bill Hartman is his usual genius self. It has one of the best climaxes of any action comedy. It's just so funny. Sinbad's character as an insane mailman is hilarious and has some of the best lines in any Christmas movie. I absolutely love this one. If you have not seen it, you definitely should. It's so good. Number 12, Christmas in Connecticut. I recommended this one last year and made a whole video on it, and it is really good if you've not seen it. It does have a couple of storytelling flaws, but you overlook it. It's so charming. Barbara Sandwick is amazing in it. It's one of those classic Christmas movies, and one that I'm very grateful that my dad turned me on to from a very young age. I started watching this one when I was, 11, I think is when it entered our yearly rotation. Christmas in Connecticut, still love it. Didn't change anything from last year. Number 11, Muppet Christmas Carol. So this one, I remember distinctly, I saw it when I was 4 or 5, and I didn't like it. Burned into my head that was actually the first time that I got a popcorn kernel stuck in the back of my throat. It was driving me nuts. It happened near the beginning of the movie, and it was just there the whole time, and it was still there when I went to bed, and I remember going to bed and thinking, this is my life now. This is going to be here forever, and I was so happy when I woke up the next morning and it was gone. But I didn't really like the movie, not because of the popcorn kernel. It's not not a very friendly movie for younger kids. Then when I saw it again when I was 9 or 10 years old, my older cousin made me watch it again, and I really liked it that time. It also could have helped that I was eating just one of the best ice cream sandwiches in the world. Darn you, Kroger, for never bringing back Chili Bears. They were so good. And also for getting rid of your private selection chocolate chip cookie dough and my wife's favorite salad dressing and your brown butter cookies. And what is going on with you people? Why do you hate joy and happiness? Oh, and your toasted marshmallow hot chocolate mix. I don't know what is going on at Kroger Corporate, but every time they have something really, really good, they just stop making it and it's awful. And I would boycott them if they weren't so cheap, and my favorite grocery store to go to. But anyway, the second time I saw Muppet Christmas Carol, I really loved it. It's so funny, and it's one of the best actual tellings of A Christmas Carol. I don't really like Michael Caine that much as Scrooge. He's not my favorite to play the character, but he is still really good. He's Michael Caine. You can't not like him. All of the Muppets are great. Kermit as Bob Cratchit is perfect. Miss Piggy is equally great as Mrs. Cratchit. Gonzo and Rizzo as the narrators, fantastic. The whole thing is so funny, but also so true to the story of A Christmas Carol. I really, really like this one. I imagine everybody watching this has seen it, but if you haven't, watch it. If you haven't seen it in a while, watch it again. Also, I come down on the group that I do not like the song Love Is Gone. That one is one that we skipped every time we watched it, and when I bought it on DVD, I was so happy that that song wasn't on there, and I didn't have to skip it anymore. There's a group of people on YouTube I've discovered that are very happy that it has been put back and hated that it was gone. The only thing that I agree with them on is the fact that it makes the leitmotif melody at the ending song more resonant, but the problem is the song itself is just not good, especially when I grew up with watching Scrooge and the song Happiness, which is one that Isabel sings to Scrooge as there's a montage of their relationship, and that song is incredible, and Love Is Gone is just really boring and falls flat compared to it. I'm sorry, but I don't like that song. I consider it on equal footing with Cheer Up Charlie inside Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I'm sorry, but I do. That being said, the movie is still really good, and you can just skip that song if you don't like it, or watch it if you do. Number 10, The Bishop's Wife. All right, we're in the top 10. This is David Niven and Cary Grant, and they are so good in this one. Cary Grant plays an angel that is sent down to help a bishop as he's trying to get a new cathedral built by a rich lady who's just trying to honor her husband's memory, but doing so very, very selfishly and wanting to make it all about him instead of God. And Cary Grant has been sent to help David Niven as he's pursuing this goal. And it is such a good movie. It does a great job of showing David Niven what he's missing out on and what his drive has led him to neglect without being heavy-handed. It's very subtle and it builds very, very slowly. You don't actually see what the angel is doing until David Niven realizes it, honestly. It is so good. It is one of the most charming roles that Cary Grant ever played. I love it. Also, a weird bit of trivia is there is a maid in it who is also one of the maids inside Mary Poppins, and she was the bride of Frankenstein. Just FYI. Number 9, Home Alone. I mean, what honestly can I say about Home Alone that hasn't already been said? It is a fantastic movie. I actually learned recently that it had a profound impact on me as a person. I am not a very traditional person, and my wife knew this when we got married, and when we started discussing how to decorate our house at Christmas, she was very surprised at how much I liked things traditionally. I liked yellow lights, I like garland, I like wreaths, I like red and green everywhere, I like Santas, just all this stuff, and I was puzzling about how do you define what it is that I like in Christmas stuff? And we realized basically if it would be in Home Alone in the McAllister house, if it would fit there, it doesn't have to actually be something from there, but if it would fit in that movie, that is the Christmas stuff that I like. Apparently it just affected how I see how Christmas decorations should be. But everybody knows Home Alone. It was one of the highest grossing films of all time without adjusting for inflation for a really long time. It is one of John Williams' probably most underrated soundtracks. I did a video on that last year. I'll put links to the videos I've been referencing in the description. The whole movie is just great. I love how snotty it makes the whole family at the very beginning, and how it's just not afraid to show how dysfunctional families can be, but also you never think that they don't like each other. It's just you can tell that they're in a high stress situation. When we first showed our kids this movie, we told them one thing that you need to know: do not repeat anything that these characters say to each other in the first 10 minutes of the movie. You will be punished. Number 8, The Santa Claus. So this is the classic Tim Allen movie. I love this one. This one might be mainly nostalgia, but I think it's great. I love this movie. I watch it every year. It is one that my wife insists that we do not watch without her. And if you haven't seen it in a while, you should revisit it, especially if you've had kids since the last time you saw it, because it hits differently. You feel more for Scott than you did when you were a kid, and you feel more for Moira than you did as a kid. You still see Neil as the enemy, though. David Krumholtz as Bernard also is so iconic to me. I love that character. He's probably one of my favorite characters ever. Just so good. I love how he's just a sarcastic, tired of his job elf, but who also really loves his job. It's so fun. Also, I feel like it's not a controversial take to say that this is the best version of the North Pole, like, ever. Who does not love this North Pole? So magical and Christmassy and colorful and wonderful. Number 7, A Christmas Story. Again, I mean, what can you say about this one that hasn't been said? However, it needs to be studied by screenwriters, because the stories that it came from was actually just a collection of short stories that Gene Shepard wrote about his life growing up and as a kid, and they managed to combine them and put them together into a cohesive plot. There's a lot of vignettes that all kind of work together, and the thread of the Red Ryder BB gun going through everyone, and also it kicks off just about every scene and leads from one scene into the next scene. It is so expertly handled and well written. Honestly, I don't know how it is that Bob Clark did not go on to do way more things. He did such a good job on this movie. It is so great and infinitely quotable. It's just iconic. It's so good, and everybody should watch this one. Maybe not 12 times in a single day on TNT. Do they still do that? Does TNT still exist? Is anybody still doing the 24 hours of A Christmas Story thing anymore? I don't know why that became a thing. But that is too much A Christmas Story. I love the movie, but that is too much of A Christmas Story. Number 6 is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the newest one made by Disney in, what was that, 2005? I consider it to be very Christmassy, and not just because Father Christmas is in it. He's actually a really good Father Christmas too, in his very brief scene. No, it's always felt like it's an epic and grand and big, but it has always felt like a Christmassy story to me. Maybe it's the winter, maybe it is the inclusion of Santa, but I have always felt like this one was a Christmas movie, and it is a Christian allegory, but that's also the section that it's allegorical to is a little bit more Eastery. Yeah, I consider this one a Christmas movie. I want to watch it at Christmas. It's a great movie, actually. I don't know how you can do a much better adaptation of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe than this movie. Netflix is almost certainly doomed. There's no way that series is going to be good. Number 5, Arthur Christmas. This is one that flew under the radar for a lot of people. When it came out in theaters, it did not do very well, but man, it has grown a cult following. And by that, I mean there are two kind of Christmas movie watchers out there: people that absolutely love Arthur Christmas and people that haven't seen it yet. This is one of those that you missed, and you maybe thought, oh, that doesn't really look like something I'd like, and then you watch it and it is incredible. So funny and so witty and just so very, very British, and I love this movie so much. It is actually my family's Christmas Adam movie. We watch it on the 23rd every year in a blanket fort while drinking hot chocolate. And oh gosh, it is such a good movie. I love it so much. It is so funny. Bill Nighy as Grand Santa is absolutely hilarious. If you have not seen this one, you absolutely need to. It is perfect from start to finish, and you need to watch it so many times because the jokes in this movie fire off so rapidly and so quickly. You will miss probably about 2/3 of them the first time you watch it, and then you'll be watching it every year, and 6 years later, you're still noticing lines you have not heard before, and it makes you laugh out loud because it's so funny and you don't know how you missed it. Arthur Christmas, one of the best Christmas movies made of this century. It is so good. Number 4. It's a Wonderful Life. So from a really new one to all the way back to, I believe, 1946. What do you need to say? It created a new storyline that has been copied so many times. It's a Wonderful Life and A Christmas Carol are probably the two most copied plots of all time. It's one of, if not, Jimmy Stewart's best performance, which is saying a lot. Donna Reed is also incredible. I don't know the name of the guy who plays Clarence, but he's amazing. Mr. Potter is awesome. I will give one recommendation. If you have never seen the Saturday Night Live extended ending of It's a Wonderful Life with Dana Carvey playing Jimmy Stewart, you absolutely should try to look that up because it is... I don't want to spoil what they do. It's so funny. Please look that up. But this movie, if you grew up watching it and you have not seen it as an adult, you absolutely need to, because if you didn't get it as a kid, you will now. And it hits so hard in its story about the importance of living a virtuous and honorable life, and how even though it feels like you're not actually impacting anything or you're not affecting people, that you probably still are if you're living a good life and being a good man, and the importance of being a good man and how it affects an entire community. It is a really, really, really good movie that honestly deserves the hype that it gets. It's one of those that is so highly rated, but also still underrated, which is very difficult to pull off. It's only down at number 4 because sometimes you're just not in the mood to watch it, because it is very heavy and very emotional, but it's such a good movie. Also, I do need to say, Zuzu, Jimmy Stewart's daughter inside of this movie, she is also David Niven's daughter inside The Bishop's Wife, and these two movies came out within a year of each other, and this girl, in 1 year, did solo scenes with Jimmy Stewart and Cary Grant and David Niven, and never really went on to do anything else. How do you live a life that charmed? Just wow. Number 3, White Christmas. White Christmas is just, it's such a good jukebox musical, which is weird because it also, almost every song was written for this movie by Irving Berlin, but it's a jukebox musical because all the songs are being sung as a performance. There really isn't one that moves the plot forward or gives you insight into people's characters. It's just, we're singing now, but the thing that makes it work is the 4 main characters are like theater kids, essentially. And if you hang out with theater kids, they just start singing sometimes. And it makes sense inside this context. This is probably one of Bing Crosby's best performances. I have not seen the Road to movies with Bob Hope. They are on my list to see, but I can't imagine him being a whole lot better inside them. Danny Kaye is an absolute comedic genius, and this is his second best performance. The first is The Court Jester. That one, if you have not seen it, oh boy, I need to make a video on that one because it is absolutely hilarious. Vera Ellen is great as Judy Haynes. Rosemary Clooney is great as Betty Haynes. It has one of the funniest scenes ever put to film in it. I've seen this movie 40, 30 times, and I still laugh out loud at the sister reprise. It can't be topped. It is so funny, and the actors are laughing, and you can tell that they're not supposed to. They just can't not. It is great. I love White Christmas. It is such a simple plot. It has the misunderstanding trope, which gets annoying, but it is kind of funny because you think back and it's like, this is 1956. Is that the first time that they had this trope? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe people weren't tired of it yet back then. Who knows? Who can say? I wasn't alive, and that would take some real interesting studying to figure out how new that trope was at that point. But it also has this really unique story of 2 characters trying to get 2 other characters together as a couple and are falling in love with each other, and they honestly have no idea that it's happening. It is so funny and so good and so Christmassy, and it's just a great movie. If you have not seen White Christmas, it's fantastic. Holiday Inn isn't very good. Number 2, the best Christmas pageant ever. So next week, I'm going to be doing a full video on this one. This one came out last year and really affected me. This one is so good. I don't know anybody else who saw it. I saw it near the end of the Christmas season, and there wasn't a whole lot of time for people to be able to see it. It made the mistake of coming out in theaters in like October, so I had to hunt down a theater that was showing it to watch it with my family. If you missed this one, you absolutely should see it. It is really, really good, and it affected me personally. It made me emotional while I was watching it, which is a big deal. More details about this will be coming out next week when I make that video. You should absolutely look it up. It is fantastic and really heartfelt, and you will feel things while watching it. Now, before I do number one, I do want to give a kind of an honorable mention. I feel like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was a controversial pick, and I almost made my number one movie another controversial pick because I almost made it The Lord of the Rings. So The Lord of the Rings is something I want to watch at Christmas. It's something I want to read at Christmas. The thing is, while it is part of the Christmas season for me, it's not because it is Christmassy. So I can't call it a Christmas movie. It is something that I want to do at the Christmas season. And that's because it came out on December 19th, December 18th, and December 17th. So for 3 years, watching Lord of the Rings in the theater was something that you did at Christmas. I first saw The Fellowship of the Ring on Christmas Eve. So for me, it's part of the Christmas season, but it is not a Christmas movie. I was tempted. I really thought about putting it on this list, in which case it would have been number one, but I didn't do it. I'm just really interested if you feel similarly about the Lord of the Rings and it's kind of a Christmas tradition, or you want to watch it at Christmas time. Comment, let me know. I'm curious how many people that's the same for, and if it's not because it came out in theaters in December, give whatever reasons you have for it. And if you think it has absolutely nothing to do with Christmas and I'm wrong, I mean, you really don't have to give your reasons for that. I feel like that's a normal reaction. If you agree with me, I want to know why. If you disagree, I don't need to know why. I understand. But that being said, after saying that Lord of the Rings would be too controversial to pick, number one is Die Hard. Die Hard is, man, the fact that we have now accepted this is a Christmas movie, I consider it to be one of the top 5 greatest movies ever made. How could I not call it the number one Christmas movie? I realize that makes this a lot like the Nostalgia Critics list of the best Christmas movies. This one is it. What can you say about Die Hard? It's Die Hard. It's the greatest action movie ever made, bar none. The only 2 contenders are Terminator 2, which that one, it kind of broke its universe, and I'm going to make a video about that not too long, and Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is more of an adventure movie than an action movie. So Die Hard just absolutely mops the floor with everybody, and I love it. It is an amazing movie. My wife and I watch it every year, also on Christmas Adam. So we watch Arthur Christmas, then we put the kids to bed, and then we watch Die Hard every single year. By the way, if you're curious why I keep saying Christmas Adam, it is something that my family started when I was a kid. It's Adam came before Eve, so Christmas Adam is the 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve. Once you have a word for it, it's amazing how many things you have planned on Christmas Adam or need to plan for Christmas Adam, and you don't really realize it until you have a phrase for it. And let's be honest, Christmas Adam is way better than Christmas Eve. That's just, it's cumbersome. I never liked it. And I honestly, to this day, don't know if it was one of my siblings or a cousin of mine that came up with Christmas Adam. But we have said it since I was 7, 8 years old. And I want that to be common parlance in the world. And so I am going to spread that as long as possible. In fact, I believe I'm going to have a video come out on Christmas Adam. So I'll be wishing everyone a happy Christmas Adam. So that's my list of my 18 favorite Christmas movies. 18, again, because those are all the ones that I rated 8 stars or higher on IMDb. If there's any that you haven't seen on this list, I highly recommend them, obviously. And if you're feeling a little stuck in your Christmas movies, give one of these a watch. If there's some that you felt like I left out, comment below. I always like watching new Christmas movies, new to me, and I want to know what other movies people have traditions of watching. Especially, let me know what your family's Christmas Carol was, because like I said, everyone has one. Every family has one that they chose. And especially if your family also did Scrooge, please let me know, because I think it is just us. We'll see you next time if you subscribe. Merry Christmas.